welcome back to the channel. I hope y'all doing well. As you might have heard, EST Gee dropped a brand new album. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to make beats which are in that style. If you want to learn more about sound selection, how to mix your drums, all that stuff, make sure to watch the video until the end. Let's start off with the sample first. The beats on the project were anywhere from 150 BPM to 170 BPM, so for this beat I went ahead with 160. There are a lot of piano sounds, a lot of synth bass sounds, so for the first sound I went ahead and I got this Keyscape C7 cinematic, and I went ahead and I laid down this pattern, which is basically the root notes but pitched up an octave. Once I had the root notes established, I wanted to add some top line melodies using the exact same piano from Keyscape, and I laid down this pattern, which basically is just going down the scale. I'm still sticking to all the notes in the scale, and I'm also making sure to use all of these half step intervals, which they're gonna give your melody this dark, evil feeling. I wanted to make the piano top line melody a little bit more in the background. What I did was I used this Valhalla vintage reverb. I cut off the high end frequencies and the low end. Then I wanted to give it some more movement, so what I did was I opened up Pancake. As I mentioned, a lot of these samples had a lot of synths going on, you know, just synth based sounds, leads, pads, all that stuff. So what I did next was I opened up Purity, and I wanted a lead synth which is just gonna give more energy to the whole sample. From the lead synth section in Purity, I picked the synth flute. Extremely simple melody, you don't have to do too much. It's just a 1-bar melody which repeats for 8 bars. As a switch up between the verse and the hook, we needed to change a little bit of the energy, so all I did here was I took the melody and I copied it up an octave like that, and that's gonna be playing for the hook. We already have the piano, we have the top line, we have the lead going on, but the next thing which we need in this case is you should always add something which fills out the sample, like the whole frequency range. I open up Expand, Soft Pads, and then I went to this Light into the Darkness preset, and I copied the piano notes on the top. I just added this F sharp, and without any effects it sounds like this. Since the sound was very harsh and I wanted to take out a little bit of the low end, I went ahead, I added the CQ, taking out the low end, boosting the high end, and cutting off some harsh frequencies. I wanted to make the sound bigger, more wide, so I added this Fruity Stereo Shaper. And since a lot of these dark samples have these textures going on, I opened up Portal, and using my Fragments Portal bank, I use this chamber preset. Essentially it just takes the sample and reverses certain parts of it. To top it all off, I needed a sound which is gonna accent the start. So once again I pulled up Purity, and using this bell and perk section, I got this DG Tupperware bell. With all the effects and sounds added, this is how the final sample sounds. Moving on with the drums, I start with this hi-hat. Snare. One thing which stands out in these beats is the use of a lot of percussion, so I went ahead and I got this cowbell, and I also got this perk. Moving on to the low end, I added this 808, which just follows the root notes, as you can see. But one specific thing which is common in these type of beats is these type of rolls where, you just play with the velocities. And here I'm using 1/3 step. I wanted to accent some of the 808s so it punches more, so I added this kick. And once you play all the drums of the beat, this is how it sounds. If you want to learn how to mix your beats, I made a video about this, you can check it out here. But real quick, I'm gonna give you a rundown. So what you want to do first is you want to start with good quality sounds. Now if you don't have any good drum kits, you don't have money to buy drum kits, what I did was I left 3 free drum kits in the description. Make sure to go get them. It's all the sounds that I use in all my beats. Now the most important thing about mixing is leveling. So what you want to do is you want to have a sound that's the wildest. It's usually gonna be the kick. After that you want to have the 808, the hi-hats, the snare. You just want to have them go down in volume. So here, as you can see, I have my kick, which is hitting at +3 dB. Right under the kick I have the 808, which is at -3 dB. I have the hi-hats, which you don't want to have them too harsh, but you also don't want to have them too weak. So what I usually do is I go for -9 dB. So with the snare, I usually go for -6 dB. And when it comes to percussion, you can leave it like anywhere under the hi-hats. You can have them like -15 dB, -20 dB, it doesn't matter. You just gotta use your ear, and it's a matter of taste. Now what I like to do is, once I have everything in check, I take some vocals from an artist and I put them together with the beat. So this is the best way to make sure that your beats are actually usable, because a lot of times, producers, we tend to overdo stuff and we just don't leave enough space for the artist. So you can always double check, like if it sounds okay with a vocal, then it's a good beat.
That's opinion based. The facts is I put 90 on the interstate. Get it where it's sunny, then go serve it in a different state. How much longer it's gonna take? How much longer can you wait? My plate from down the way got 12K, so A should get him straight the check away. I'ma pop this perky and get geek today. Round with this broomstick, don't get swept off of your feet today. Niggas don't even come down pop, they know that's gonna get them pop. My niggas on some cash prize and ball, they catch a eye. Round with Lil Tate, as soon as he seen her, I be had it caught. When she made her way out to the island, she been seeing the cop. I know that just facts, so ain't something we.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, like, and leave down a comment. Also, be sure to check out the free kits in the description, and catch you in the next video.